Wrapping up with the morning edition, more on the Bahamas' ascension to the World Trade Organization. The Sandilands Rehabilitation Push-a-thon is fast approaching, and the conversations with Enrico Garzaroli continues. Good morning and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Let's find out from our chief meteorologist how weather is shaping up this morning. Hello, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. We have a frontal system in the area that will be a game changer later on today, but right now our tower cam is showing some increasing cloudiness ahead of that frontal system. Taking you now to our satellite picture, that frontal boundary now making its way into the northwest Bahamas will fire pockets of showers and thunderstorms during the morning. Outside of our studios, it is partly cloudy, temperature 72 degrees. The winds are near calm at 2 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,014.3 millibars, 29.95 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: 69 in Marsh Harbor, Green Toll Key at 67, 67 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 71 Alistown, Bimini, 72 degrees, 73 in Harbor Island, Roxanne and Lutra as well, Otterstown, Cat Island, 74, 71 in Staniel Key, Kemp Space, Landross, and Fresh Creek in Central Landross. In San Salvador and Rum Key, 74 degrees, 75 in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Meguana, 74, Ackland, 74, Machitani, Nagua, 75, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also 75 degrees. Your boating forecast for today. In the northwestern islands, ahead of that front, the winds are going to be light and variable. Behind the front, the winds will swing out of the northwest, picking up in speeds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights increasing 4 to 7 feet. Caution flags will go up later on today for the northwest Bahamas. High tide 7:02 this morning, low tide at 12:54 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands today, easterly flow 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Now on to our top story this morning. Scores of residents from Western New Providence flocked to New Providence Community Church Hall on Blake Hill Road Tuesday evening, seeking information regarding the Bahamas' ascension to the World Trade Organization. The event was organized by several parliamentary representatives of Western New Providence constituencies. The World Trade Organization, was formed 18 years ago with the aim of reducing tariffs and trade barriers between nations. The point of contention for many Bahamians are some of the agreements that make up the WTO. Chief among them are the free movement of people and free trade within member states. Bahamian attorney Maria Daxons believes before any agreements are signed on behalf of the Bahamas, the issue of membership should be proposed to the wider Bahamian community.
Farming was my big issue. If they can't table it and we can't read it, it's a problem with the Bahamian people. I hope to God Korea and China ain't one of them. They planning to open up these borders too.
Addressing some of the concerns of residents was the country's chief negotiator for the WTO, Shivargo Lang.
Do you know that Bamboo Shack is in Miami Gardens? And Bahama Grill is also in Florida? Okay. The United States of America is obligated under the rules of the WTO to treat Golden Crust the same as it treats any Mexican, German, Canadian franchise, because all of them are members of the WTO today. It has no such obligation to Bahama Grill and Bamboo Shack. Countries in the WTO get the benefit of these average negotiation of tariff rates downward. So if we in fact accede to the WTO, your average tariff rate, your average custom duty would go down from 36% or thereabouts to about 15%.
Staff and customers at the National Insurance Board headquarters on Blue Hill Road were evacuated Tuesday due to a gas leak in the building. Board Chairman Troy Smith says once the matter was reported shortly after 10 Tuesday morning, fire services were immediately called in to address the situation and steps were taken to safeguard customers and staff.
Orders permeated the building and we agreed to immediately implement evacuation protocols as the safety of our employees, our contributors and our benefit recipients is of utmost importance, and so far, the evacuation plan has worked.
Some relief in sight to address teacher shortages across the country pretty soon. The ongoing issue forced teachers at the Snug Corner Primary School over in Acklands to stage a small demonstration there earlier this month. Now, according to President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, that requested teacher was sent to the Snug Corner Primary School last week Wednesday. Additionally, she revealed that some 200 new teachers from the University of the Bahamas are expected to graduate this year in the hopes of addressing the lingering teacher shortage issue.
I understand, though, from the University of the Bahamas, there's a large group coming out. It's a large group of teachers coming out this year, and I'm actually presenting to them next month. So hopefully we will be able to fill the vacancies. But like I said earlier, if there's no plan to recruit, to retain, to train, to give the professional development and ensure that you have the teachers in place, then every year we'll be echoing the same sentiments.
It's just 1 month before the 8th annual Push-a-thon at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center gets underway. Now, according to organizers, more than 40 residents along with private citizens set to take part in the event. Now, according to organizers, proceeds raised from the event assist in purchasing much-needed equipment for the facility, including wheelchairs, daily essentials, and other materials for residents. Set for April 27th, this year's sponsors include Ports International and Coca-Cola. The event is open to the public. Natasha Todd, a volunteer and employee at Sandilands, says for her, it's the first time she'll take part in the event.
Well, since it's my first year, I'm all excited, thanks to Dr. Grimes, who has, nudged me a little bit and kind of convinced me to be a part of this great event, knowing that one day I would gracefully grow old. Elderly people, I have a passion for them. They have a lot of insight, and it's always good to, be hands-on with them. And for me, I'm going to have fun, and I look forward to it. And to working with the elderly, it's great. It's great.
Meanwhile, Jimenita Swain is standing by with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, Ladon, and good morning, Bahamas. Of course, you're taking in a live shot from our drone at the roundabout here of the East-West Highway and Tonic Williams-Darling Highway. It's been a busy morning traffic-wise so far, but before we get into what's happening here in the capital, I should mention to you that there was a traffic fatality recorded over in Grand Bahama overnight. Traffic police reporting there that a lone motorist was in his vehicle on the Grand Bahama Highway and Coral Road when he struck a tree. That victim died at the scene. Now, traffic police still investigating traffic fatalities or accidents that occurred here in the capital earlier in the week. Joining me now live is, of course, Corporal Decory Barr of the Police Traffic Division. Good morning, Corporal Barr.
Good morning, Jimenita. Good morning to you, Bahamas.
Now, I know that you are supposed to provide us with an update as it relates to one of the accidents that occurred earlier in the week. What can you tell us about the one? I think it was East Bay Street and Ernest Street.
Yes, reference to the traffic accident on Sunday evening at East Bay Street and Ernest Street, where a male single vehicle, the male driver succumbed on scene. We're now reporting that the passenger, our second victim from that vehicle, has since passed in hospital. We want to extend our condolences to both families as well as to the family of the male who lost his life early Monday morning on Blue Hill Road.
So a number of fatalities being investigated here, and of course the most recent one in Grand Bahama. But any accidents that motorists need to be mindful of here as they make their morning commute?
As it stands right now, we have one accident outstanding in the area of John F. Kennedy Drive, just near to the Gladstone Road area. So persons commuting that thoroughfare may have some difficulties, but the officers are on their way, and that matter should be cleared up in momentarily.
Now we see a lot of traffic flowing in on both both specters at the roundabout. It's been busy for much of the morning, and I would imagine one of the challenges here is, of course, still persons properly maneuvering the roundabout. Would you say that that's your main area of concern when it comes to roundabouts?
Well, at the roundabout here, yes, we find that persons normally misuse the roundabout. We'd want to encourage persons that they can stop into the traffic police station or the road traffic department, and they have maps or advertisements showing you, flyers, pamphlets showing you the proper use of the roundabout. But a roundabout such as this one here behind us, if you're traveling, for instance, east onto Tonic Darling Highway to the roundabout, and you want to take, for instance, travel south onto Milo Butler, you're to utilize the inside lane. The inside lane always has three options. That would be the second exit, the third exit, or to come straight back around on the fourth exit. If you want to utilize the first or second exit, then you have the choice of using the outside lane. That's something that we said that we find that a lot of persons misuse the roundabout, and we want to encourage you to update yourselves, keep yourselves updated and the proper way to use these streets.
And always thank you so much, Corporal Decory Barr, and always we advise you motorists to be careful. As Corporal Barr mentioned, there is of course one accident in the area of JFK, so if you have to travel that area, take some additional time as traffic officials work to clear that up. Back to you in Studio LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Jimanita. And still to come, more conversations with Enrico Garzaroli. That and more when the morning edition comes right back.
Fidelity has the tools you need to make getting out of debt simple. Our debt consolidation loans will help you reduce your monthly payments with a built-in savings plan that earns 5% interest. Fidelity even gives you a financial coach to help you stay on track. Even our credit cards earn reward points that can be used for free travel, hotel stays, Movis Gas, John Bull, car rentals, and shopping. No need to fall victim to sweet talk. Tell those other banks to simply walk the talk. Call Fidelity today and get the help you really need with a real debt consolidation loan. Fidelity, we're good for you.
They come from around the Caribbean to test their athletic skills and see who will carry home gold. Don't miss the excitement of Carifta 2019, April 20th through 22nd from the Cayman Islands. Make sure your business gets in on the excitement with a ZNS advertising package tailored just for you. Call us at 502-3800 or 3801 and get in on the region's biggest track and field event.
For the latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture, tune in to the new Junkadoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkadoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkadoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
The machinery of the government is always working to make the country better for present and future generations. But what does that machinery look like, and how does it really work? Find the answers to these questions and more as you hear directly from this administration's policymakers. Tune in to A Closer Look with Anthony Newbold, Mondays at 8 p.m. and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Welcome back to the morning edition. That conversation with Enrico Garzaroli of Graycliff continues this morning with Tanya Smith-Cartwright.
A girl can get used to the luxury of Graycliff with its fine dining, fine wines, and mysterious corridors. I continue to talk to the owner, Enrico Garzaroli, about this 300-year-old property and all the additives over the years. When you engage the street that Graycliff is on, besides the historic properties, there is a fabulous display of color. Let's hear about it as the conversation continues. Okay, so tell me about all that colorful stuff across the street.
Well, that is a little bit the idea of my son, that is actually in charge of all that
that would be
new that power. So what he wants to create there is the heritage village. Being the oldest street in the Caribbean, and for sure in the Bahamas, you know. So he went back, he picked up the columns that used to be here and there, no? And create some kind of a different mood so for the tourists to come and enjoy. Over there, basically you have several experiences that you can do. In Mountbatten House, we have a museum that is a real museum with a lot of antique pieces going back to the discovery of Christopher Columbus or the people there. You have meteorites, you have what NASA used to be in the 1900s, and basically you can see the history of the Bahamas in this 11 or 12 in the museum up there. Very nice. Then you have where then we have the convent of the Sister of Charity that now has been converted into an artist area where some Bahamian artists, they go there and they do...
Like a gallery?
Yeah. So they do their own things, they do whatever they want. So basically it's an help to the local community to... If they don't have a place, you know, so they can come and do something, painting this, and whatever, you know. And then next to it, in the old church, we have the winery. It's the first winery in the Bahamas, where the tourists, they go there and they make their own wines, or they buy, they taste. We have 8 or 10 different type of wines. I mean, like a real winery, no? And the people, they go, they pull it up from the thing. So I want this, I want that, but also, so they get in a big book their recipe, the name of their wines, and so we make their own private label.
Right.
So it's a funny thing.
This is the end of the third in a series of conversations with Enrico Gazzaroli at Graycliff. I'm Tanya Smith-Cartwright for ZNS Network News. Ching, ching.
Ching, ching. To you.
Keep the conversations going, Tanya. The Junkanoo Corporation of the Bahamas is celebrating a new executive leadership team. Following the organization's recent elections, Gary Russell is now at the helm as chairman. Eric Knowles is deputy chairman, Dominic Thompson is secretary, and Denari Roll is the assistant secretary. Touting their excitement for their 3-year term, Mr. Russell says they are guided by truth, integrity, ethics, and accountability.
Well, it's critical for every organization and any company, and the JCNP is a privately incorporated company that's been established to manage the affairs of Junkanoo for Boxing Day and New Year's. And as any company, you should be guided by those principles.
So Fisher, have you been tuning into the bleaching series on the Bahamas tonight?
I'm not, but I'm going to check up on someone's Facebook this morning, you know, around the time, 7, 8 o'clock. My little girl Charlie has been really busy. She wants to play, she wants to do homework. So I haven't got a chance to watch it.
What's coming up in sports?
What's coming up in sports, we have a major development happening in the sport of bodybuilding. Hopefully they can get that all sorted out. And we also have the New Providence Basketball Association Championship Series. That tips off tonight. I'll watch it tonight though. I'm going to set my alarm and watch it. Tell Charlie you said that she must not go
Yes,
inside.
definitely. I'm sure Charlie would make sure that you watch. That and more ahead in sports.
If you are building or renovating, and if you want a one-stop shop, then We Buy You Sell, your windows and doors specialist, is the place for the highest impact, highest quality, fully laminated hurricane impact windows and doors, lifelong lasting PVC frame with steel in the frame, non-rust mechanism throughout the frame. We also have the best prices on porcelain, plank, and mosaic tiles. Visit We Buy You Sell in the old Hasties Tile Building on Robinson Road, or call us at 327-6427 or 698-1140.
Some people go to great lengths to change their appearance. Others just want to lighten things up. And suppliers are making big bucks fueling their habit. Hi, I'm LaDawn Davis. Join me this month as we take a closer look at skin bleaching here in the Bahamas.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Hey, long time no see. You hear me?
Long time no see.
Boiled fish, stew conch. I love it all.
Tourists come here to take our tours, experience our sun, sand, and sea, and they also spend money around town.
I used to see a bunch of hogfish around here, but nowadays I hardly see any.
You protect one area, the fish do their thing, make a bunch of babies that spread all over the sea. What's the problem?
If we protect certain parts of our sea, it keeps all parts working right.
I was against that phrase, but knowing what I know now, I totally agree with having marine protected areas.
I support marine protected areas.
We support marine protected areas.
Look for Bahamas Protected on Facebook.
Sign the petition. Sign the petition.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Good morning, everybody. A major development shaking up the sport of bodybuilding. The International Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation has handed down a decision and more to come. We get more on that from former president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation and current CAC executive, Danny Sumner.
The IFBB have investigated the situation with the last NPC show that took place at Atlantis. And as a result from that show, there have been some discrepancies in terms of the administration of the IFBB and the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation. As a result, the president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, Joel Stubbs, has been suspended. And there is an ongoing investigation that will lead to perhaps more suspension in terms of athletes participating in that event. The president, Rafael Centeno, have in place a discipline committee, and of course, Joel, in all honesty to him, he has appealed his suspension.
Meantime, the raw bounds for these first month winding down and the officers stretched out during the track and field competition at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on Tuesday. Superintendent Damian Robinson on how the month of activities went.
The month of fun run walk on the 2nd of March, and we went into a volleyball tournament. We had a pool tournament, a softball, and a basketball. Now this is the final sporting event. This is the track and field what everyone was waiting for. It's all about bragging rights. With the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Andy Ferguson, bringing back the police month and all of these various events during the course of the month of March, which we celebrate our anniversary every year. It has brought the force closer, and it's a full support from the junior officers, the senior officers, and the force as a whole. This brings us closer. We get to live closer to see persons we haven't seen for years. They right here working in New Providence, but because we work in so much different division, we don't get to see persons as often. But with this, as you can see, if you can look up in the back of me, all up there is police officers. We have 1 or 2 civilians, but they are police officers, and we're ready to set, ready to go.
Freedom Farm Baseball League will host teams from the U.S. Virgin Islands this coming weekend at the park in Yamakor in the under-12 division. The teams from Grand Bahama and New Providence will be ready to swing it out.
The U.S. Virgin Islands is going to be coming in, teams from Grand Bahama,
and we're going to have our 2 All-Star teams participate. So we look to have a good, exciting weekend. Most of the guys have been playing throughout the season already, so they've been playing and they're ready to go. A group of coaches that do the coaching select the guys by what they've done up this far up in the season. So we think we have a good core of pitchers this year that's going to be able to throw the ball and throw a lot of strikes and keep us in a lot of games. All the teams are 12 and under, U.S. Virgin Islands, Grand Bahama, Freedom Farm. It's a full 12 and under tournament. But we also have plans for the summer where we take our 10U, which is 10 and under, 11 and under, 12 and under, 14 and under on a Florida tour with the Perfect Game tournament. So we're excited about that also.
Great weekend of baseball. That's going to do it for sports. I'm out of here.
In 1740, when the pirate captain John Howard Graysmith built the mansion known today as Graycliff, he never dreamed in 2019 it would turn out to be an award-winning 5-star, world-renowned hotel and restaurant owned by the Gazzaroli family. I'm Tanya Smith Cartwright. Join me this week on the Morning Edition and the Bahamas Tonight for conversations with Enrico Gazzaroli, when we will discuss everything about this 300-year-old property.
In our final look at water, we have a cold front making its way into the northwest Bahamas, and there's an area of low trying to develop along that final boundary. Once that gets going, it will push off towards the north and east, but not before firing up pockets of showers and thunderstorms, some of which could become heavy during the course of today. Our forecast for today calls for mostly cloudy conditions, particularly during the morning, turning breezy in the afternoon. High temperature getting up to 80 degrees. And tonight, we're looking at, again, patchy clouds developing as the clouds will start to break up once that front goes through. Low temperature getting down to a very cool 64 degrees. And extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. Lots of sunshine as we've been promising you all week heading into the weekend. That will take us into the early part of next week. Showers develop again on Tuesday of next week. That's ahead of another cold front that is moving into our area. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's it for us this morning. But before we go, we would like to send a one-of-a-kind Morning Edition style shout-out to our avid viewer all the way over there in Grand Bahama, Miss Mary Delaveau. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day, everyone.